What do I usually do while waiting? I do a lot of things because this is the time when I reflect, review what I did last year. So I go back and check my records to see what did I grow, how did it perform, and performance goes with not only the final harvest but the management in between. Welcome to the first day of spring, March 21st. But if you live in zone 3 like me, you might be wondering what the hype of spring is all about because our grounds are still covered by snow. But what if I told you that if you're thinking about gardening in March, then you could be late? That gardening starts before the arrival of the planting season, which for us is May the 20th. So come along with me as I go outside for my walk, my morning walk, and I'll be able to tell you what I'm doing, what I've been able to do in order to be ready for the food cultivation season. Yes, spring is here. So come along with me. Hello, hello. So we are in the spring. We started the spring season. That's the 21st of March. And in the northern hemisphere, spring means the food production season. So that's why I thought today I'll walk around and show you my area, that's zone 3, and what it means when we talk about so I'm going to show you what the grounds look like right now. I need to find the button to show you, but I can turn my phone. So as you can see, for those of us in zone 3, we are still waiting for spring to come so that we can start growing our crops. But then the question you could be asking is, so if the grounds are still covered by snow and it's spring and it's the food production season, what do we do? No, we don't plant because the soil is too cold. The soil is too cold for planting anything. And for some people that could mean that life continues like we are still in winter. But for those of us who like to garden, we know that the food production season has started. Because though we are in zone 3, I know people in zone 5, zone 7 have been watching, and I see some people have already harvested the first crop. We are more north, so we are in the colder areas. So if spring has started, people in other zones are already producing food. What about us? What do we do while waiting? I just thought I should remove my shades a little bit, but the sun is right on my face, so I'm going to pull them back. Yeah, so I was asking, what do we do while waiting for the grounds to warm up? Because in our zone 3, we are not going to be able to do any planting until the 20th of May. And that could turn because last year we did not plant until June. So the question is, what do you do? What do we do in between? I'm going to tell you what I do, what I've been doing over the years, because I've been gardening in a city for more than 15 years. So what do I usually do while waiting? I do a lot of things because this is the time when I reflect back, review what I did last year. So I go back to my records and check the vegetables, because I mostly grow vegetables. So I go back and check my records to see what did I grow, how did it perform, and performance goes with not only the final harvest but the management in between. Was it too costly in terms of removing weeds, watering, So I look at all that, and then I look at the final product, like what was my final harvest. And then I also look at how long the harvest lasted for us, for the family. And then based on that, now I decide on what to do. Yeah, I had to stop because somebody was passing, somebody also doing their morning walk. So I was talking about how I prepare for the coming season. It's by looking back, reflecting back on what I did, how the various crops performed. So based on that, I start preparing a new list for what I'm going to grow this year. And for those of, if you've not listened to my previous video where I talked about meal planning, then I'll suggest that you go back and watch that, because it will give you a very good idea on how to decide on which vegetables or food crops you're going to grow. Because especially if you are planting on small spaces, then it will be good if you plan and grow what you need. And how do you know what type of foods you need? It's by doing an analysis, especially when it comes to the nutritional value, the cost, and availability of certain food crops. So I'll link the video somewhere here for you to go back and watch, so that as you start planning for what to grow this season, then you can do it very strategically in terms of being able to grow foods that are going to be of benefit to you. So yeah, after I do the analysis, I make the list, and then now I start planning for the coming season. And when I talk about planning, it's after I've decided on what to grow. Then you look at, we are in zone 3, a very short food cultivation season, 5 months, 6 maximum. So I start thinking about how will I be able to grow my food crops to maturity? Will they mature within the 5 months? Very few of them do, so we need to give them an earlier start. And an earlier start means that we start the seedlings indoors. I always start my seedlings indoors, so that when the 20th or 21st of May comes along, then it means that some of my seedlings are big enough to be taken outside, so that they can now continue to grow. So if by now you've not started your seedlings indoors, maybe you are running late, but no need to panic, because you can buy the seedlings. But if you plan to make a saving on that, then it's always good to start your seedlings indoors. So I've come to the end of the walkway facing east. Now I'm going to turn, and we might not have a good view to be able to for recording, because now the sun is going to be behind me. So I'll go back. So for you, what have you done this far in terms of preparing? Even if there is still a lot of snow, we still have a lot of snow. That's our snow, which you can see. The area, it's only the walkway which is cleared, otherwise all the other areas there is lots of snow. So for you, what are you planning? What are you doing if you plan to grow some vegetables, grow some food in zone 3 in the coming months? Please comment below, share with us, so that we can continue with this conversation. Hello, greetings and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Eileen, an author of 15 books, fiction and non-fiction. I come here to share information about what I'm doing to continue staying healthy and wealthy. So come along with me, especially if you're in your 40s, your 50s, and beyond, and learn about the food choices that I'm making. I'll take you along to the grocery stores where I get the foods from. And during the food cultivation season, I take you along to my urban garden because I grow food in my city. Once I have all the food items together, you will come along with me to my kitchen so that you can learn about my recipes. In doing all this, I don't forget about my loved ones. So I'll share with you strategies on how I stay in touch and how we continue to provide for our elderly parent from afar, remotely, sometimes from thousands of kilometers away. And as the sun sets, you'll come along with me to my writing desk so that you can learn about my writing strategy, how I write and what I write about. So if any of these items that I talk about and do is of interest to you, that's food choices, grocery shopping, gardening, providing care to elderly parents, and also writing books, then come along with me, subscribe so that you can continue learning while I do. So for now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next video where I'll be talking about my seed preparation, like the type of seeds that I'm planting and why that choice. So for now, it's a goodbye.